Okay, so we are going to be focusing on narrative writing for 3rd and 4th graders in this lesson. So when we look at our textbook, Teaching Writing 2019 by Tompkins, it gives a bunch of goals that are for the 3rd and 5th grade writing level when it comes to narratives. The first one is students include conflict situations in their stories. Second is students use more than one technique to develop characters in their stories. The third one is students include dimension of settings in their stories. 4 is students rewrite familiar stories from varied viewpoints, and so we'll be focusing on that throughout the lesson. Good morning, boys and girls. So today we are going to be focusing on narrative writing. So we already talked about it a little bit. Do you remember what narrative writing is? Yeah. Okay, good answer. So when we write a narrative, so it's basically either a fictional or biographical story that we write, and it includes different aspects. Do you remember what kind of things that it includes in our story? Yes. Okay, you are right. Character. Character is one of the things that we include. So let's write that. Do we remember what else? Yes, we do need a setting. Let's write that down. How about, yes, you. Okay, introduction and conclusion. You are exactly right. And conclusion. Good. Do you remember anything else that we need? What's one thing where we have people who are having a conversation? What do we call that? Good, dialogue, awesome. So we gotta write that. All right, how about what else? What is when we face a problem? What do we call that? Do you know what we call that? Yes, a problem. So it's a conflict. All right, what happens when the conflict is solved? Do you know? Yes, resolution. So conflict and resolution. Awesome. So these are different things that we're going to include when we come to writing our very own narrative. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at a narrative story today. It is called The Panda Problem. Do you guys know what you think the panda problem is about? Any ideas? Yes, you're right. A panda with a problem. That's a good answer. All right, so we are going to look at this story, The Panda Problem, by Deborah Underwood and illustrated by Hannah Mark. I don't have any problems. Lovely view, lots of bamboo to eat, sunny day. What could be better? Psst, this is a story. I'm the narrator, and you are the main character. Thank you, boys and girls, for being so patient during our story. Did you pay close attention to what was happening? Awesome. Okay, so when we look at the story, The Panda Problem, what is the conflict of the story? Did you pay attention? Yes, you're right. So the conflict of the story is our panda doesn't have a problem. So that's not good, right? So if the panda doesn't have a problem, we can't go on with the story. So and then we keep going and we go on, but eventually there is a problem, right? So the problem, so having a problem is actually the resolution of the story. That's a little confusing, right? Yeah, but it's interesting. So what is our main character of the story? Do you know our main character? Awesome. Yes, it is. It's the panda. And then is our narrator the panda, or is it someone outside of the story? Yes, you're right. Someone outside of the story. So what do you think? What kind of story does that make it? Yes, it makes it a third-person story. So you're right. So the narrator is outside. Very good. Do we know what our setting is? What things could we tell about our setting? Yes, there is a tree in it. So we know we're probably outside, right? We don't know exactly where, but we know we're outside with a tree. Good job. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to break you guys up into groups of 4 and 5. And I'm going to give you strips of paper that have statements from the story on them. So do you guys know what quotes are, right? Yes, you're exactly right. So quotes are directly from the story. And we're going to have those statements written on them. And then it's going to have the plot of the story, the introduction, the details, conflict, resolution, conclusion on them. And I want you guys to identify them, okay? And once you identify them, I want you to put them in the correct chronological order for me, okay? And then I'm going to check and we're going to look. And then we're going to move on to something else, okay? Are you guys ready? Okay, I'm going to count you off right now. Great job on doing that activity together. You guys all worked very well as a team, and a lot of you were able to get it done the first try. I'm very impressed by all of you. So what we're going to do is I would like you guys to regroup with me, and we're going to meet on the carpet, okay? All right, so now we are going to look at the story strips. So when we look at them, I'm going to read them first through, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to take away the conflict and the resolution. We're going to see how that changes the story, okay? Once upon a time, there was a panda who lived in a beautiful bamboo grove. Lovely view, lots of bamboo to eat, sunny day, what could be better? I'm the narrator and you are the main character. But you need a problem so that you can solve the problem. That's how stories work. What about this? How about you become the main character and we can figure out your problem? I'm really good at playing the banjo, just watch. Now we have a problem that we can work with. I guess we can write this story now. So that is how the story goes when we include our that's a shorter version of the introduction, the details, conflict, more details, resolution, and then conclusion. But what happens if we take away the conflict and resolution? So let's see. So once upon a time, there was a panda who lived in a beautiful bamboo grove. That's our introduction. And then these are our two details. Lovely view, lots of bamboo to eat, sunny day, what could be better? I'm the narrator and you are the main character. So we're taking away the conflict, and we go into two more details. What about this? How about you become the main character, and we can figure out your problem? I'm really good at playing the banjo, just watch. And then our conclusion would be, I guess we can just write this story now. So what is taken away? Yes, let me hear your answer. Yes, you are exactly right, good job. So when we take away the conflict, it doesn't make the story as interesting, right? Like we don't really understand what's going on. There's no really real purpose to the story. So that's why it's so important. And if we have a conflict, we have to have a resolution because we want a happy ending, right? Yeah, exactly. So we are going to move on. Okay, so the last thing that we're gonna do is I want you guys to get back in your groups that you are in, and I want you to write your own story using the story strip. So you know how I took the introduction, some details, a conflict, more details, a resolution, and then a conclusion. I want you to do that, but create your own story with your group. And what you're gonna do is you guys are gonna come back to the carpet and we're gonna all meet with our stories, and then we're gonna present them to the class the same way that I did with the panda problem, okay? Does everyone understand? Awesome.